Good morning. This is Josh with Team Orange at Realty One Group. Today is Friday, August 26, 2021. And here I am running my mouth again about the Phoenix market. Reading a lot in there that things are slowing down. Is it the right time to sell? So on and so forth. And when we compare where we're at today to where we were the last time I did this, which was May, things have slowed down a little bit, but I need to explain that in a little bit of detail. And so I'm a numbers guy, I'm a data person. And when we talk about the market, you need to really be looking at the data, not just some person running their mouth on Zillow or any of that other kind of stuff. And so the only thing I can tell people is that the market right now has simply stopped boiling over. We've all had the time where we're cooking noodles and it spills over and makes a big ass mess on top of the stove. So we get up real quick, turn it down, say a couple choice words, and go back at it. But we still know the water is still hot. That's still really what's going on right now, at least the way I believe that. And so when I look at the numbers, that's what tells me this makes sense. And so I'm going to look at the city of Phoenix because it's a large area, covers a tremendous amount of zip codes, but this is just a general number to give you some perspective. I'm going to look at days on market, which are how long it takes to get a house actively sold after it gets on the contract. Month supply, how many houses will it take if nothing comes up? How many months will we have before we run out of houses? And contract ratio. Contract ratio is the amount of houses that are under contract compared to what's active and what's currently pending. Just an algorithm that people put together. So I'm going to go backwards. 2019, days on market were 60. Last quarter, batshit time, is 26 days. Today, 25 days. Not that much. Month supply, 2019, a month and a half. Keep in mind, a balanced market, it's about 3 months, sometimes 6, depending on where you're at. So last year, or 2019, a month and a half. Last quarter, 0.4 months. Insane. This month, 0.7. Still kind of hot, not boiling over. Contract ratio. This is the juicy part. Contract ratio, when we go north of 100, it's undeniably a seller's market. They call it a buying frenzy. So it's a great time to sell when you're north of 100. But a balanced number is somewhere between 60 and 40. 2019, City of Phoenix, 80.4. Okay, still getting close to seller's market. Last quarter, 301. Again, everything was on fire. It was out of control. Where we're at today, 161. Still seller's market. Since 2013 or so is right about when the normalcy of everything existed. It was very balanced between buyer and seller, which was right at around 30,000 homes on the market. Every year since then, we've just gone lower and lower and lower and lower. Last quarter being the bottom of the barrel. So where we're at today, when we look at the listings and the average or the availability of things, today there are 5,498 houses available for sale in Maricopa County. I like to look at it like that because that's my audience. Of the Maricopa County, there are 8,800 houses that are currently pending. I think last month when we did this, it was like 3,000 houses available. So we've had a small spike that goes up. This month, in the last 30 days, we've had 7,600 houses close. It's still, we're talking COVID time last March. These numbers are still half of what that was then. If we look at a single family home, I like to see myself similar to everyone else that I speak to. Single family home, we're going to remove all of the condos, apartment style houses, manufactured houses. Remove all that. In Maricopa County, we have 4,300 houses. Less than 500,000 price point, 1,800 homes. Period. And so is the market slowing down? I guess, sure. Is it still a batshit time to still compete and so on and so forth? Yeah, it is. straight up. As we head into starting the school year, going into this fourth quarter, when we look at the numbers for the housing market, it tends to slow down a little bit in that situation. Now, again, depends on where you're at, what your price point is. School has started. Showings have slowed down a little bit. Buyers have probably tired to get their ass kicked, had a spike in inventory. There's a lot of people that probably think they're going to get $1 bazillion for the home because everyone else did. Yes, everyone else did, but none of those houses appraised and everyone's exhausted. And so things aren't going as quick as they were. Case in point, the contract ratio of the city of Phoenix. And so it's still a competitive market out there. It's still a really good time to sell. It's still a really good time to consider your options when your house does sell on where you're going to go, because there's shit for inventory at the very moment. As it relates to trying to get values on the home, it's incredibly difficult. Years ago, we could look at a market and we could see that there was a $10,000 swing between homes. It was easy to qualify and understand what we're getting into. Where we're at now, there's a $30,000 to $40,000 swing, and it's just hard as hell to figure out if this makes sense or if this makes sense, both on the buyer side and on the seller side. What's it going to look like? This is the range. We're just going to see what sticks. And I think the slowness in what some of us have felt and the change in the boiled over temperature is, I think everyone is still trying to process what has recently happened this past quarter. And you can see I'm struggling with the ideas to say what's going on, but that's the nitty gritty of how I see things shaking out right now. Still a great time to buy. Interest rates are very low. Low being low twos, creeping up to potentially the threes. Couple more homes out there to compare with. You're not out there giving all of your, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket to try to be competitive, but you still have to be competitive. There's a lot there. I already took up 7 minutes of your time, and I appreciate you going through this. I just want to make it as real as possible. So if you got any questions, I'm always happy to help. Everyone on our team is happy to help. My number is 602-708-4946. And if you need a safe place to ask questions without expectation, we are that place. Have an awesome Friday. Thank you.